in the car.
Cold out there.
It's chilly,
Bravo
chilly.
3 signal 18 for wrong way driver.
Aw, man. Is it cold in the car, you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's freezing in there. Well, he's got all the windows rolled down and the heat off.
It's just after 1 in the morning on January 2nd, 2018, in Roswell, Georgia. Officer Cheryl Dickerson spots a golf cart being driven down a public road and pulls it over. Behind the wheel is a 13-year-old boy, soaking wet, with answers that don't quite add up. Officers suspect the golf cart may be stolen. Welcome to Badge Done Right, where we spotlight law enforcement done right. If you're new here, hit subscribe and join us. Now let's get into the story.
You're driving around in your mom's vehicle?
Yeah, I asked her if I could borrow it. She works at the Roswell.
At the Roswell what?
Up there. So yeah, I asked her if I could borrow it for a few minutes. And she said, yeah, just be safe. And
Okay, you understand that you cannot drive a golf cart down the road, the roadway.
I really didn't understand that. So do I have to,
How
like,
old are you?
I'm 13.
You're 13?
Is that wrong?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Like, a car could slam into the back of you not realizing
Do
you're...
you want me to like to drive?
Well, hold on. What, do you have ID on you or anything like that? What are you doing out here at 13 years old?
I'm going to Starbucks.
You're going to Starbucks? Where does your mom work?
She works up at Roswell. I'm just...
At Roswell what?
Like, down there at Roswell.
Where does she work? What's the name of the
The
business?
apartments. The Roswell apartments. She, like, is a manager over there.
Okay.
Officer Dickerson handcuffs the boy and places him in her patrol car. An important distinction here. In Georgia, a minor can be taken into custody when there's reasonable grounds to believe he's committed a delinquent act. And legally, that's not the same as an arrest. Holding a minor until a guardian can be located is well within an officer's authority. So far, nothing unlawful. Dickerson spends several minutes trying to reach the boy's mother, but his story keeps shifting. Officers also flag him as special needs, code 24 in Roswell's shorthand for someone emotionally distressed. Then the shift supervisor, Sergeant Daniel Elzie, arrives and decides to try a different approach.
He's seatbelted in.
Hey man, here's what I'm going to come back and ask you for a few minutes.
Oh.
Your mother's name, your mother's phone number, and the address where you live. You understand that? Think on it.
Sorry.
Think on it. Come on. I'm going to move all the way. Facilitate a little. You think for a few minutes about where you live, and I'll be back with you in a minute.
Sergeant Elzie gets into Officer Dickerson's patrol car, rolls the windows all the way down and turns off the heat, while the 13-year-old is still handcuffed in the back seat. The temperature in Roswell that night was somewhere between 11 and 17 degrees. The plan was simple and deliberate. Keep the boy cold until he talks.
Officer Dixon, you can cuff in my passenger seat for a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, he ain't gonna say anything if it's warm.
If what?
I said he ain't gonna say anything if he's up there in the back seat and it's warm.
Oh.
So he can sit over there and be cold.
Well, okay.
That's why I rolled your windows down.
Oh.
That's fine.
And
a few minutes to think about it.
should I call an 85 for the golf cart?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let him get a little chill. Maybe that'll. Alright, partner, what's your name? I'm sorry? Getting cold yet, Anthony? You can take it? Cool. So can I. Because I've got heat in this car. So here's where we're at. With the Roswell Police Department. Look at me when I'm speaking to you. My name is Sergeant Elzie with the Roswell Police Department. Okay? You can't be driving a golf cart in the streets. You understand that, right? I'm pretty sure that's not your golf cart. Is that fair to assume? Where did you get the golf cart from? What school? Yeah, I can see your breath. It's pretty cold back there. Keep telling me. Speaking of, what's Mom's name? You don't know Mom's phone number. All right, well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna drive to this address you gave me. You live in Alpha. to this address. You gotta hang tight right here, since you can't remember Mom's phone number. And if I can make contact with Mom, then we'll get some heat going.
He's freezing him out. He's about to drive to the address that he gave, and Mom will turn the heat on in the car. It's chilly, chilly.
Signal 18 for wrong way driver.
Aw, man. Is it cold in the car, you're asking? Yeah, it's freezing in there. Well, he's got all the windows rolled down and the heat off.
A lot of people reach for the Eighth Amendment here, the ban on cruel and unusual punishment, and the value behind it fits. In the 1972 Supreme Court case, Furman versus Georgia, Justice William Brennan laid out 4 principles for judging whether a punishment is cruel and unusual. It must not be degrading to human dignity, it must not be arbitrary, it must not be rejected by society, and it must not be needless. But here's the precise legal point most retellings get wrong. The Eighth Amendment governs the punishment of people who have been convicted of a crime. This boy wasn't convicted, he wasn't even under arrest. So the constitutional protection that actually applies to a detained, unconvicted minor isn't the Eighth Amendment, it's the due process guarantee of the 14th, which bars this kind of coercive treatment of someone held in custody. Different clause, same bottom line, you cannot freeze a handcuffed child to make him talk. After nearly 20 minutes, another supervisor, Sergeant Greg Fryson, arrives, pulls Elsie aside, and tells him plainly that his conduct isn't acceptable. Right after that conversation, the windows go back up, and the heat comes back on.
Huh? Stay over here. Are they having some super secret?
We're gonna be on our way, okay? We'll see you in a few minutes.
The boy eventually gave officers his mother's information, and they took him home. No charges against him. And for a while, nothing happened to anyone. Months later, a leaked memo revealed that a fellow Roswell officer had raised concerns about Elsie's conduct. But internal records obtained by the 11 Alive investigative team showed Elsie was never disciplined at the time. In fact, just weeks after the incident, the department's awards committee named him Supervisor of the Year. On the annual reviews, supervisors scored Elsie higher than Fryson, the man who stopped the misconduct, even while crediting Fryson with, in their own words, bringing honor to the badge. No real investigation opened until 11 Alive requested the body camera footage 7 months later. Then it moved quickly. The chief asked the State Bureau of Investigation to take the case. It declined and pointed to the Fulton County District Attorney, who opened a criminal review. Elsie was placed on leave, and after the internal investigation, he was demoted from sergeant back to patrol officer and suspended 30 days without pay. Based on the available reporting, the district attorney opened a criminal review, but no criminal charges against him were ever reported. And this wasn't the department's only headline that year. The same stretch brought a coin flip arrest, 2 officers who used a phone app to decide whether to jail a driver and were fired for it, a police dog that bit a 17-year-old against its handler's commands, and body cameras that were muted during stops. The city eventually brought in outside reviewers to examine the department from the top down. Here's what makes this one worth telling. The wrong thing that night was loud and obvious. The right thing was quiet. One sergeant walking another into a parking lot for a hard conversation, then walking back and turning the heat on. No camera was meant to capture it, no award was waiting for it. Fryson did it anyway, and then watched his own department rate the man he corrected higher than himself. That's the uncomfortable truth about doing the job right. It doesn't always get rewarded. Sometimes it quietly costs you, and it took an outside reporter with an open records request to make any of it matter at all. But there's no confusion about who this story belongs to. Not the supervisor who left a child in the cold, the one who ended it, and the journalists who refused to let it stay buried. A badge doesn't guarantee the right call. A person willing to make it, even when it's aimed at a friend, even when no one is watching. That's the whole thing. That's what doing it right actually looks like. That's the story out of Roswell, Georgia. Proof that good policing isn't the exception, it's a choice officers make every single day. Subscribe, stay sharp, and remember, accountability works both ways. I'll see you in the next story.